Hi, my name is Steve Faulkner. This is Real Magic Review, and this is Open Switch by Jason Yu and Sansminds. So before we carry on, please check out cardmagiccourse.com. That's my online card magic course. Over 200 videos, and I keep adding to it for only $9.99 a month. And you're learning from a professional, someone that actually goes and does it, rather than someone that sits in the room and then teaches magic, which is fine, but a bit different. And could you like and subscribe and share this? That would be lovely. Thanks very much. Let's get on with the review. To write a, put your initials on there or something on the coin.
Yeah.
I'll put my initials there. My initials are 1, 2, 3. Like that.
Oh! Brilliant. That's great.
So it's another one from Sansminds, and like most people, I think Sansminds come out with some really good stuff and some less good stuff. And I'm starting to really like them actually, which has changed a lot. You know, when I first sort of came across them, you know, the way they market it, I think it can be a bit questionable and all that kind of stuff. But there's some really interesting material coming out, and interesting thinking and different feeling effects, which I really like. Obviously, with that, you get the kind of less usable stuff, and I think that's just part of it. So, I mean, that's kind of why I do what I do, I suppose, is to try and give people the honest opinion and say, right, there's some issues maybe with this. But I think, to be honest, most of their stuff does kind of deliver the way it says it does. It's just whether you want to go through the hassle sometimes of getting there. And with this one, there's not much. So Open Switch is, you know, I'll put a clip of the trailer on, but it's a really, really visual. I always say that, we always say that, don't we? But very visual in the way that you don't see anything happening. You know, there's no move or anything. It's just like bang, and it changes in that way that fools us, doesn't it? Really, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at that going, how the hell? And then some of us that have been doing it a while can then work it out maybe. But first time I saw this, I was like, that looks, I've got no idea. And then after thinking about it a bit, I kind of had an idea, but not quite what it was. Now, in the marketing, it said this is a new concept. It's not a new concept. It's a new version of doing an old concept. And there's a trick that I used to do when I used to, way back, I used to demonstrate magic tricks on a stall in Covent Garden, and in a shop in Australia, actually. And this was one of the tricks that you could sell. Well, this wasn't, but there was a kind of version of this you could sell to kids, really. And it was... And it used to fool the hell out of people then. I used to do it with a pen, and it is amazing. And you do it on their hand, and it is great. So it's kind of going back to that, really, a little bit. But again, in a slightly, arguably or not, cleaner way. So first of all, the good things about this, it does do what it says it does. It does look as good as the trailer, and this is the thing with a lot of Sansminds. A lot of people watch that and go, it can't look quite as good as that, and it does. And that's why one of the things I really like about this. You know, I did this yesterday to a friend that, and I know it's a friend, but a friend that actually, because of that, would be totally honest and say, no, that looks ropey. And that's what I wanted to do with this trick. I wanted to sort of, because when I take it out to the public and say, what do you think? A lot of the time they just say yeah anyway. You can tell usually whether they're being honest, but with this, James, my friend, would have said, nah, it's really ropey. Now, when I performed it, it's quite funny because I was in his studio and I said, oh, hang on, we'll get a bit of footage of this. And I turned around and tried to prep it, and it is kind of a very quick prep, but I just got really fumbly, and I was there for ages. And even with that, and then I looked around after I did the trick and I'd left some evidence, even with all that, he was still, I don't know how that was done.
Thought it was really good.
Did you?
Thought it was amazing, yeah.
Did you have any idea how it was done?
No idea.
And so that says quite a lot, which is important, because this is one of those tricks that once you know the secret, and I quite like it in Sansminds. I watch it, and the bit that they always call the secret section. It's the secret. We're going into the secret section, and you're kind of going, right, what is it? And I purposely don't get the props out first. And when you know what it is, it's going to be a bit of a thumb tip moment, right? And yeah, it's all right. We don't have to say TT. We're all right here. We're all friends. Where you kind of learn it and go, oh, is that it? I'll never get away with that. And if you're not a magician, if you were a lay person, you would put it away, wouldn't you? You'd look at it and go, well. And it's similar to that. The minute I saw how this was done, I couldn't help but feel disappointed. I was like, which is so ridiculous, isn't it? It's really funny. You see, I was smiling. It makes me laugh because my feeling about the trick completely changed when I knew how it was done. It was a good job, I'm aware, but I nearly completely dismissed it. So I put it together, and I was looking at it, going, "Yeah, right, I'm not going to get away with that." But then showed it to my friend, and he had no idea. And I didn't do it very well either. I mean, I kind of took a couple of goes. So that's a warning, right? If you get this and you like that effect, and it is going to look like that effect, and you put it together and go, you will, it's fine. Just battle through that thing, because everything about it is going to make you go, no, don't do it. So the good points are, it looks really good. It does what it says. It's a visual change. You know, you can do quite a lot with this. I won't show you what I drew on the coin in a kind of ironic way, but it was quite funny. But and you can put it into an effect, and it's great. The other good points are it's pretty easy. It's very knacky, but not knacky in a way. Once you get it, you've got it. It does require a bit of speed, and it is going to require practice. This is not a self-worker. It's going to be, you've got to be snappy with the move, and the move is quite simple, but you've got to be on it with it, and you've got to, it's not really angly, but you've got to think about your angles a bit. But it's not a difficult knuckle buster, okay, and angles are kind of fine. If you learn to read properly, you're going to be able to do it pretty much anywhere. On the downside, I still don't know how I feel about this trick. Yes, it looks good, but there are a couple of issues with me. The first issue is that you need to use a silver coin of a certain size, really, to be able to do it, and a certain shape, I think, to be able to do it. Now, in the UK, you know, the idea of saying to someone, if you've got a 10p, and it's got to be a 10p, really, in the UK, and the chances of them having one at a professional booking at least a minimal. I mean, I'm really struggling to do stuff like coin bends at the moment, because everybody's got a coin and no one's got one, which is fine. And you know, so the borrowed coin bit is the way you really want to do this. That's the strength of this. Because my friend actually said afterwards, "Is that a real coin?" And I said, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, right." He goes, "Oh, because you were going to borrow it, weren't you?" Because I was going to borrow it. And he does talk you through kind of ways to do this. You're kind of doing it with borrowed coin, but you're not. That's all I'll say. And that's going to take a little bit of skill as well, but very, very convincingly done. So that's I think the number one issue for me is practicality. The other one is the prep. Now the prep is easy. The prep that is actually what they say. It's pretty much instant. It does take a little bit of practice to do it quickly, properly. But when I've prepped the coin, I've still got to be quite careful with it. And the prep, even though it's easy, it's a bit fiddly. I mean, I'm a little bit clumsy, so to do it quickly, there's a delicacy to it. That's all I'm saying. The delicacy means that if I'm in a rush, it's gonna. Now, of course, with practice, it will get easier and easier. But it's just a bit fiddly and a bit bitty. And for me to really probably use this in a professional basis on a regular thing, but. It's still, if you're not the sort of person that's going to show friends stuff and you're going to do something visual for social media, and where you can sort of do this as an instant, little, very magical, very falling bit, great. But as a regular thing, I'm probably not going to spend loads of time going back to it. And there is a clean-up with this, which is very easy, and it's not going to be a problem. There's no heat on it, and it's a very, very simple clean-up. You've got very little to get rid of. There's different handlings of this. There's an advanced one, which is really cool, which has a double change on it. Again, a little bit more prep. And there's a time travel routine, which I think is quite nice. But I think the actual, that moment of that changes into that in their hands, which is great, is what you want. I mean, it can be in your hands, it can be in their hands. If it's in their hands, you've got to be a bit more careful. But it's great, you know, it's an honest little thing. It's a moment. Am I going to do it? The only reason I'm not going to do this really is that little bit of prep, but that's fine if it was for a big chunky routine, but it's a little bit of a small routine, even though it's very magical. And for me, it doesn't really fit anywhere. I can't fit it into anything that I do because it's got to be that coin and it's got to be that and that moment. And it doesn't really, you can't do much with the coin beforehand. You've got to be a little bit careful with it. So that's the only issue with me, but totally fine. You know, if you like that effect, have a look at it. You're going to be able to do it. And once you've run out of the things they give you, they do give you some stuff, you are going to be able to make your own very, very, very quickly. You're buying the concept, you're buying the idea, and it's a pretty cool one. So there you go, that's Open Switch by Jason Yu. by Sansminds. I'll put all the links and everything below. Please like, subscribe, please share, and please check out cardmagiccourse.com. Have a wonderful Christmas if you're watching this in real time. If you're not, I hope you had a good one, and have a lovely, lovely time. Cheers.